So then we should get started with week 4. Pete,
Yeah.
do you want to take us away with information on the hackathon?
Yes, sir.
Hackathon?
Let me just share my screen and pair this tab. Okay. There we go. Are you guys seeing what I'm seeing?
Yep.
Yes, that's what you see.
What? Is this me bugging out or
And
Penguin?
no, a penguin for me too.
Okay.
Like robotic.
Yeah. All right, let's start counterclockwise with the meta library. So this is one of the oldest raids, and right now meta library is still just the MetaGame wiki, and it contains mostly the stuff about understanding metagame. And yeah, we have a few of those like House of Ethereum, House of DAOs, which are more general, but most of the stuff that's on there is specifically metagame right now. And with moving to the meta library, the idea is that we're going to start having like more and more things that are like not metagame specific, but generally about crypto space, like getting started in the Ethereum ecosystem and like other learning resources, like even the House of Permaculture that's been added. And so yeah, this main quest in this raid right now for the people to complete the hackathon are the skill trees and the playbooks, and they're actually pretty similar quests. So the playbooks are supposed to be like these like 10-step guides, like short guides to getting started in crypto. Like there's an example linked in the quests, which is like yeah, it's like 10 steps to get started in the Ethereum ecosystem if you are a writer or if you are a developer, or yeah, whatever is your angle. Like yeah, a number of steps to get started in that, and that's like a playbook. And skill trees is similar to that, but more like specifically for learning things. So like yeah, you know a certain branch of knowledge and you try to map it, like what are the things that you are learning when you get started in that domain, and then like building out the branches with the links to like different like tutorials or courses or other learning material. And you can see these playbooks. Actually, this has been added, so this is not urgent anymore. Urgent to get the playbooks, but yeah, we have the section now. Playbooks, so playbooks and the skill trees. And then moving on to the Purge, which comes from the fact that metagame is limited to double the Dunbar's number, so to like 300 players, like 150 players and 150 patrons, because we are not ready to scale and we want to like really build metagame with a tight community. So we limited the number of possible players. And to do that, then we have to like every now and then we have to start we have to do a purge, which is like getting rid of the people who joined but aren't doing anything, that are like either completely inactive or not contributing. And this is actually ongoing right now so that we can let people from the hackathon join metagame. Then we get the is this, it's not responding, come on man, respond please. Are you hearing me, or is just okay? There we go. Yes, is it all good?
We hear you.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so yeah, the skill trees are here, so that's more related to that thing there. But yeah, the Achievement Factory, which is a DAO that we helped start which is a DAO for minting achievements, because we had this idea of creating achievement NFTs for the players of MetaGame, and then like Raid Guild also had this idea, Metacartel as well, and a bunch of other DAOs also wanted to do this. And so I suggested that, like, rather than us all doing it like inside of our own DAOs, that we should create a meta DAO that's specifically for minting achievements, and like that will eventually move into like minting achievements for the accreditations and other things like that. And they're actually doing a lot of great experiments with like pushing NFTs to the utility side of things, and that's a cool place to look at. I'm not sure like what are the exact quests that they have open, but they are on this map because it kind of got started from here in a way. Okay. Keep for now the social media. Actually, we could still use some people managing the Twitter account, although that will not be open to like the hackathon participants. That will have to be people who are already players of MetaGame. And yeah, I actually haven't even explained how this map works. So that's kind of a bummer. The idea with this map, this has been adapted from this thing, which I will just briefly get into. Donut economics. This developed by this economist who's like a critic of the current economic system and how it's all geared towards more and more higher and higher GDP instead of actually doing the things that matter. And you can see this map of things like that we are doing too much of, like ozone layer depletion, ocean acidification, and other bad shit. And then in the middle are the things that we are doing too little of. And we didn't really like focus yet on doing all the great things for the people outside of MetaGame, but we adapted this in a way that like this green ring is where the projects are supposed to be. Like when you're building something, it's supposed to be on this green circle. If it's outside of this, then it means we haven't started working on it yet. And if it's getting closer to the red line, it means we are failing at doing it and that we need like more support or whatever. Okay, let's continue with this here with the Meta Radio. So Meta Radio is supposed to be this network of podcasts in MetaGame. Right now we have 3 podcasts, but also like some people inside MetaGame and like related to MetaGame have their own podcasts, which will all be brought under the same page. So we have that, and that will eventually move into metamedia, because we don't have just podcasts, we also have video content and blogs and newsletters and other things that we will want to connect into one page. So that will actually be, that's actually one of the possible raids, designing this single page for all of that. This is not important to the hackathon, it's not related to the hackathon. And then is the meta merch, which is MetaGame's merchandise store. And do you want to explain a bit about this penguin? So this is a good excuse for me to stop talking because my head hurts so much that I'm feeling sick. Just please explain a bit about meta merch.
Sure. Yeah, so Meta Merch is MetaGame's cooperation with MetaFactory. And so MetaFactory designs clothing and apparel and a whole bunch of other unique items for people in the Web3 space. So specifically for MetaFest, we have 4 different DTG shirts, which are direct-to-garment shirts, which means that they're cotton and that the designs are printed on them. We also have one sublimation shirt, which means that it's all over printing. So that means that from every corner of the shirt, we designed it and we're able to print all over on it. And then we also have some hoodies. We do some stickers. So Meta Merch is all about the merchandising side of MetaGame and how to best coordinate physical goods with our art.
Yeah, nice. Thank you. And could you actually share some of the shirts that we are about to print so that people who are going to be making some art for the meta merch can see the examples?
I'll show it a little bit later. Right now, I'm not prepared to show anything. I'm still in bed.
Okay. Okay. All right, we're good. Yeah, you're still robotic. It sounds
That's
like
the
you're
other
using a
part.
voice filter.
That's the other part about
I
meta
just
merch.
DM'd him about
They're
that.
robots.
I think he's talking through a fan.
I am anonymous penguin. You cannot know my real voice. And villagers, like the bots
Beep
on
boop. Beep.
Discord, is also something that you have been doing a lot of. Is there something that we could have for the hackathon in that area?
So yeah, there's always room for improvement on the bot section. Chieve bot is the bot that I use for achievement. Let's see, there's also a whole bunch of other villagers that need some updates too.
Okay, we should probably write a quest about this as well. I haven't wrote it because I don't know what we need, but yeah, we should do that in the coming few days. Then we get the MetaRisal network, which is an initiative for improved Discord categories and channels, but it's not related to MetaFest. Community meeting about organizing more meetups and stuff, which is also not something that is available for MetaFest. And then we get the value feed, which is, yeah, I see this as actually really important. And for me right now, it's really important because, yeah, for every newsletter I've been writing these what I call the chain logs, and it would be like a list of everything that happened inside MetaGame, and I would just look at all the channels that things happen in, and the like, GitHub PRs and the forums, and then add it to the list. But yes, there's more and more things happening that's becoming impossible. And yeah, in general, the idea with the value feed is that like as we scale, like there's more and more noise in Discord, and yeah, hard to know exactly what is going on. And the value feed is supposed to be like a news feed that's indexing things that source code detects as XP generating events. And so like, yeah, making a feed of everything that happened that created value inside metagame. And like, yeah, for in the beginning you can just list anything that created any XP at all, and then as we move forward we should have like filtering based on how much XP, based on which emojis were used, and yeah, whatever. Brand guide is actually complete, so this shouldn't even be here. The journal, it's like getting the quest log of the things that you are doing. So like the quest that you're completing, you should be receiving updates in your DMs from a bot. Right now we have a channel called XP Gains where people can go in and type like their name and ask for XP, and then the bot tells them like how much XP they earned. But this should be going automatically in the DMs, and it shouldn't be just the number of XP, but like also what did you get the XP for. This, and yeah, we need some design for that. We need somebody to work on that. Different skills are needed. Metagame lore is being written. Metagame China is actually pretty cool. They organized the MetaFest China today, and this is a group of people that's led by a guy that's this Jason, who's running a thing called Campus VC, which is like an entrepreneurial university in Beijing. And yeah, he's he's been doing this for years, and he likes MetaGame, and he wants to use the system that we are building for building this entrepreneurial university. We got the questing system, which we don't really have any quest for that for the hackathon. And yeah, Paco just delivered it, so I don't think we have anything for the hackathon in the domain. My meta are the decentralized profiles, which are supposed to be like your LinkedIn page or like portfolio page where you can post your work, like the project that you're working on, like DAOs that you're a member of, your NFTs, and like what are your skills and things like that. And that is supposed to be like super customizable, and it's supposed to be like people from other DAOs should be able to use it for their own DAO, to like for their own members directory. And then like regardless of what organization people are in, these profiles should all be like discoverable in all other organizations. And yeah, we actually have a lot of quests in that area. You can find them on GitHub. There's a link in the Notion board. I will post a link to the latest Substack newsletter or is it already in there? Let me just do that real quick. Actually, it should already be in the hackalong. No, it's not. Hackalong, yeah. All the most important information here. Okay. I posted it in the Hackalong channel. That's my meta. And yeah, a lot of quests in that area. The XPN seeds, which is our system for tracking value creation and rewarding it inside MetaGame. This system called the MetaSys, which uses source code for tracking contributions, then uses Aragon for minting tokens, and Balancer for creating a market. And we kind of see this as the future of DAOs, but yeah, I'm not gonna get into that right now. What is happening? We got the meta maps, which is supposed to be our system for doing this, so that it's not inside the Miro board, but so that it's like on our website, and that people can actually click on these things and open like and read what is going on, like what is this, what are the quests, and make it like a part of the project management stack. And then the MetaOS, which will be our main focus over the coming months and like over the years as well, which is building this whole meta operating system for the decentralized societies, which will be, at least in the beginning, like an operating system inside a browser, which people will be able to use to at first learn everything about MetaGame and the adjacent ecosystem. But yeah, it should contain all the different applications and everything that's happening inside MetaGame and how to advance yourself as a human being and make some money. And this is all the different things that it splits to. And yeah, there's a bunch of quests in that domain as well, and a bunch of random raid ideas which can all be found on Notion, which is also in that link that I shared in the Hackalong channel. And that's it from me. So time for questions.
Do you think that you could introduce the hackathon a little bit and kind of the idea behind that and what kind of projects we're looking for from people?
Yeah, I actually have to go through that whole article. That was my intention after the raid section, but I hope that we could do something else for 5 minutes after this this raid board, because I'm super sick and I think I have to take another headache pill or some shit. And yeah.
Okay.
Give me a
maybe
minute.
I can. Do I still sound like a robot?
Yes.
Oh no. I sound like a robot, and that means Bagsy has to talk.
It's not even the headache anymore. Now I just feel like I have to go and throw up. Oh God. Terrible time to do this. Yeah, I guess it's a migraine.
That was like one of the crazy parts about when I got sick this year.
No compute.
Sometimes more machine.
Half penguin, half machine.
Is this more penguin and less machine? Oh, okay.
Are you using voice meter?
No. See, is that any better? All I need to do is leave and come back.
No.
That's better, but it's not cool.
Oh yeah, I'm not. Don't ever accuse me of being cool. I'm very good at putting my foot in my mouth and rambling. Yes, so the active raids. Usually we meet every Monday to talk about progress on all of those initiatives that Pete just talked about. So it's one of those lines that's drawn from the yellow item into the person. Those people are champions for those specific initiatives. So they help drive forward different active raids or passive raids depending on how much work they need. So passive raids are raids that, we don't really have a clear goal or things that need to happen regularly. They're just kind of constant things that we need to work on. And then the active raids are things like MetaFest, where we have a clear goal and time to hit things. And like Meta Merch, we have, clear goals to release merchandise. So they're much more active in the fact that, there's something you can do to pick up and move something forward. So I think one of the cool things about the map also is that it used the donut economics theory, which I think is really key to like the Web3 ethos, is that we're like trying to live in an equilibrium. So if things get too far out of equilibrium or too close, we try to push them back into a place where they're manageable. And I think that this map does a really good job at demonstrating just like how complex metagame is, but also being able to instantly identify problems or see the progress of things as different satellites appear those are like different ideas that have spawned off of the main active raid or passive raid. So in that way, like the map is very dynamic and changes over time based on the needs or what people are working on. So has anyone here started working on their hackathon project?
Mr. Bagholder. Where are
That's
you?
perfect. If nobody
Well,
has
we
started,
were
it's perfect.
we were
because
looking. We were talking about
not possible.
hackathon projects here.
Yeah, do tell more.
Sort of like setting up sort of like hedge funds for everyone. Sort of the idea. You guys hear me?
Yes, I hear you well, Mickey.
So yeah, that's sort of it. Well, you can there are pool of tokens. You buy a token, but and they distribute it in certain funds, like a risky fund and a little bit more stable, and some side funds for artists or something, and that's run by a DAO, and then the DAO decides which funds are being taken. We're working it out a bit.
Nice. How many people are on your team?
And we're now with 2, and I think Sandeep was interested maybe. So we're actually looking for someone who's a little bit more into the economics part. So that's where we're struggling a bit because we are all not not that good at the economics part. So if someone's interested or knows someone, let us know.
Yeah, so I took a quick look at the design for that, and I recommend following the harvest contracts. They do something very similar to what the proposal is, as far as having like a community fund that all kind of DeFi protocol funnel part of their proceeds into. So definitely check out Harvest Protocol for an example.
Thank you. I'm gonna check that. And harvest under the hood is that use curve, does it?
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
In fact, I think they use several different ones, but all of their pools siphon 30% off into the farm token.
Oh yeah.
So that's why it sounds very similar to what you guys are talking about.
Interesting. Okay, I'll have a look at that. Thank you.
Does anyone else have a project that they're working on, have an idea, or looking for a team possibly?
I'm pretty much just looking for a team, honestly. I'm just here to learn as much as I can. Otherwise, I'll just end up tearing through Meta Library a bit.
Yeah, I think the meta library would be a great thing for you to work on. We should try and get a couple NFT books. I think that that's a great idea and something that you could tackle within the time frame.
Yeah, I got the GitHub pulled up and I've been just looking around the site a bit, just trying to figure out exactly which way to organize shit, more or less. Like if we should just, organize stuff into sections or follow skill trees or what have you.
Yeah, I think when we were speaking the other day, the thing that really popped out to me would be if you capture like an audio story from someone and we are able to turn that into a book. I think having like a repeatable process for that will be something valuable and like a perfect contribution for the hackathon, something that you could complete in time.
All right, I got you.
If anybody's looking for, especially UX copywriting, but any sort of, I guess, I don't know if you call it low level or high level, low level, like large abstract UX stuff, I'm very UXy and very available. So
That sounds like a good fit for Cell. I know that we're definitely going to need some UI for the library and to make things look right for books, and I think that process definitely needs some brainstorming for how we can make it work and look good for a user.
yeah, for sure. Just take my name down or add me as a friend. Feel free. If you have any questions, I can see if I can help.
All right, thank you.
So I have a hackathon project that I've been working on with a small group of people. So the 6 of us have been doing Never Touch Fiat Again. So we did a small demo of it on Friday's NFT day. But the main idea is that we are pairing our NFTs with asset passports from Ethereum. And so we're going to have NFTs that are backed by gold. So there'll actually be like an inherent value for each NFT. And rather than be like a random amount of gold, each NFT will have an allocated bar, which means that it will correspond to like a serial number of a bar of gold. So you'll own a specific bar of gold by owning the NFT. And that's all done through Materium Passport. The gold is
In
in
his safe.
Singapore. Yeah, the gold is in a vault in Singapore. I've got the vault numbers and everything like that. It's fully realized already. So I already have the gold. Yes, anyone that wants to go to Singapore can take the gold out of the vault. If the gold is removed from the vault, then the vault will require the NFT, and the NFT will be burned in the process.
They actually do shipping too. You just don't want that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
shipping
will get
gold
to
is
stuff
very
in the
expensive.
US.
Goldus Sefu.
I wonder if I have anything to declare on that flight back from Singapore, though.
You have to explain OpenSea to the TSA. You're like, so imagine you have a picture, but the picture.
Well, actually, that just brings me to the next hack-along quest. So after I go pick up the gold, I'll just have to like bury it on an island or something, right?
There's
The
a
gold is hidden
tribe.
in a chest. Arr.
There's like an ancient tribe that used to use statues as currency, and they would transfer ownership of the statues, and they were shipping one in a boat, and it fell to the bottom of the sea, and they still used it. They're just like, oh, you own the statue at the bottom of the sea. And I think about that a lot in a good way.
Yeah, it's similar like those rice stones, which are like just these huge stones all over an island, and they use this like the same idea. The stones never moved, but they just changed the ownership.
The more things change, the more they stay the same, huh? Well, I came in late, but I love this picture. Pictures like this really, they sort of, because you have all the sort of disparate talks, and sometimes you sort of fall into all the rabbit holes at once and forget the big picture of what we're working towards. I know that I'm sure people like Penguin who spend more time here, they kind of have internalized it, but I walk out back into the real world and forget sometimes. So this is a really nice visualization.
Yeah,
Even
this
if
is supposed to be a full like project management tool. It's
Yeah,
just
pyramid
not
company.
very useful yet. Like
I
right
mean,
now, it's
if
just
it makes
useful
people
to
feel
if you already
something,
know
right?
things.
Do you have a link to it that you're sharing? I wish I could read all the
Yeah.
that you posted in someone. I mean, it's fine if it's in if it's a personal looking file, but
No, just change the link from edit and share it in the Hackathon channel.
Yeah, it's one of those images that we've had since the beginning. And even though it's a bit chaotic, as you say, like being able to visualize all the different rabbit holes at once and like who you should go talk to is just so valuable.
yeah, I felt like I'd seen it before. I know I've seen similar things from a Metacartel DAO and stuff like that, and they're all sort of different pictures of the same thing in a way, even though a lot of them are like, oh, here's a new idea. But it's the end goal that you're working, and that I think the space is working towards is a world that looks like as you said, it's an old picture. Uh, it's good stuff. Gotta figure out my freaking Miro login now.
I think it's also important to note that the board that we use is not a pyramid. There's no like top to it. As a circle, we're all kind of on the same plane and on the same level.
Yeah, I was just referring to I saw the title or something. I was trying to get a foothold, but totally, it's all trustless DAOs, the dream. I love the name of your project, Never Touch Fiat Again. That's like a great label for the dream, right? And it's really inspiring to see how fast the space is moving, especially with MetaFest and Token Smarts coming in or came in, and it's right because you're sort of looking for that tipping point, and it's I'm sure for people like you who've been here for a long time, it's probably pretty inspiring to see things picking up the pace of the wheels spinning at the rate that they are. It feels like, at least to me, I don't spend as much time here as I would like to, but I sort of, you know, we all do what we can, right? That's the whole idea.
I am amazed every single day by the people in our space and just how much cool stuff is happening all at the same time. There's definitely not a shortage of things to do.
We show the evolution of the navigation board since we're at it. So why did I share this screen? I didn't want to share this screen. Stop.
I see you, Peth. You're
Yes, I
writing
have problem with tabs. I got a tab problem, bro. So this was kind of the first version, but it wasn't like things weren't very visible when placed on top of this. And then this happened. Then it became this. Then this happened to make it more like this, still like crossed with the text a lot, and it was hard to read. And this was a bit easier, but then it didn't look cool enough to me, so I went back to this. Then these were the two variations, which turned into this. Yay! All right, let's get into the. I will. Not sure if I should continue with explain the quests or explain the hackathon, because I kind of did it in the. Like I was supposed to introduce the hackathon first, I guess. But now that I went through the raids, I'll introduce the quest as well, and then I'll explain the whole hackathon. Just give me a second.
I love this part. Design a seemingly arbitrary quest with the hidden agenda being self-discovery. It's hard to know if that's happened.
Yeah.
It's just like Jimi Hendrix, right? We get to ask, "Are you experienced?"
Exactly. Oh shit, am I? Oh.
There we go. So these are just the usual quests. This is about shilling MetaGame, the articles that are inside MetaGame, and like this hackathon especially, and yeah, sharing it around the related communities and places like Telegram groups and channels. This one is like specifically about bringing a specific kind of people. Like right now we have people from all over the globe, like from all parts of US to all parts of Europe to I don't know, India, Asia, and even New Zealand and Australia. But with all those people, we still have only a few women. So yeah, one of the quests is to bring more cool women. And then this is a really important quest to bring more builders. So like if you bring somebody to the hackathon and they do something cool, you will get rewarded as well. There will probably be some small reward like when they join, but the majority of the reward will come like if that person actually does something, and it's not just like, hey, I came here, I'm a builder that was sent by that person. And then onboard a patron also has more explanation inside, but basically getting more people to buy the minimum of 5 seeds and become the patrons of MetaGame. I will skip over this for now, or actually I'll get into these different hackathon ideas. This was the one I talked about previously about getting a journal of all the quests that you are completing and like what for are you getting the XP and things like that. The value feed I also already explained, just a feed of things that are generating XP, so the valuable things that are happening. This one is supposed to be like an interface for debating things. This is a quick mock-up over a discussion that was happening on Discord that kind of annoyed me because we were trying to discuss something, like debate something in or not debate, it was just it was not a nice situation, and a lot of people were commenting on this, and there were like hundreds and hundreds of comments, and a lot of times people were repeating what other people already told, and didn't see the updated information and things like that, and it was all just a jumbled mess. So we need like a proper interface for debating things where you like get to see what are the good sides, what are the bad sides, and there's a chat below. It's just my super quick mock-up.
I like that.
And
That's great.
1 million seeds is just a random fun idea, which is like the 1 million pixels page, but it's like about seeds, and it's not like you're not selling a specific number, not selling a 1 million pixels, but you're sharing like a share in the picture. So like if I am the first one like that comes to stake, like I get the whole picture, and then like somebody else joins and takes like 30%, adds 30% more of seeds, like stakes them, then they get 30% of the picture, and yeah, it goes like that. And we got these most important raids, which are my meta and the meta OS, which there's this hackathon column. I can open that in a bit, but I will need to change the streaming, so I'll go to the rest first. But yeah, all the quests related to my meta and the meta OS are inside here. And then these are more random quests, which is like changing the color scheme of the leaderboard, changing the color scheme on the forums, making some season 1 achievements for the badges for the people who did cool things. So these are unrelated to those league achievements that were already made. Gate the forums, so like make it so that not token curate, gate the forums, so that the forums are only accessible to the players of MetaGame. There's an explanation how this could be done here. Make the wiki links bring up the thumbnails. Like right now, when you share the photo, like a post from the wiki, it's just a link. It doesn't make a thumbnail of the photo that's inside. Make an issues bot. This probably already exists, so you can just take a solution and implement this bot that can be like tagged and asked to turn a certain message in a channel into an issue at GitHub, because sometimes we have this issues channel on Discord, but sometimes the issues get lost. So we need an easier way of bridging them to GitHub. Design a shirt. Penguin, have you moved to the computer and dug up the examples?
No.
Okay.
I can do that though.
Okay, I'll let me know when you do. I'll just go through the rest. Write a playbook. This was also already explained in the meta library part, which is writing these like 10-step guides to getting involved in the space, whether it be meta specific or just like to the crypto space. Catmaster is about cutting up the streams that we had for the MetaFest. So right now we streamed all the talks, and they're like 8-hour-long recordings or something like that. So they need to be cut up into like actual talks. And the skill tree, which is also something we already talked about, like building how to learn a specific skill, like, and map it with all the links and information how to learn it. And let me just get into this real quick. Have you found the images, Penguin? Not yet. All right, let me show this then. Come on, Zen Hub. Refusing to open. There we go. Oh, there he is. We can't hear you.
Okay, now you can. So, I was being lazy. So this is the shirt. I've worn this one a lot. This is like one of my favorites. So it's probably been washed like 20 times. Less than what it was, but it's still great colors. This is the main sublimation one that I was talking about before. So it's like all over print. Means we print on the shoulders, the sleeves, back. So all the current designs are MetaFest, the Meta Merch channel. So this was like a version 2 of the shirt before. I tested out the crystal to see what it printed like, but it's been in the final. But this is pretty much what the shirt. So
that will be the most expensive one day.
Yeah. And this is an example of a hoodie that someone came up with. So Marco made this shirt. I believe this hoodie was Bixmaster. Bixmaster also made 4 shirt designs. So those shirt designs are up for sample right now. And as soon as we get the samples back, then those will be ready for sale on the site.
Can we see those too? Those are like my favorite ones.
Sure. But those ones, they're in the MetaMerch channel. I don't. We go down to their merch. Sure. So these are the 4 shirts right now that I've asked people to kind of vote on to see if any of them get axed. So this is the Elite shirt. And this is the like a disco ball looking thing on the back. We have the Space shirt, which is a very spacey kind of look to it. It's got the orbs on the back. The Sun shirt, I like the Techno Sun. And it's got some cool metagame print here. It's got the definition of the metagame. It's got the melty globe on the back. And then 3 Eyes is a very sci-fi looking one. And on the back, it's got kind of like a golden triangle thing.
So dope.
So this one is the one that I had the most concerns about, especially with the back side.
Ah, right.
Because with
Super dark.
DTG, it might try to print all that black on the black. So we'll see how it actually comes out. But this is the one that I'm most concerned about.
Maybe it should be just made like fluorescent green, like the toxic green.
Yeah.
That might be pretty cool.
But yeah, so basically one of the things that I do every day on top of everything else I do is help take basically pictures and put them on the templates. You can see MetaDreamer is also really active in MetaFactory. So basically Drew Harding, MetaDreamer, and myself are the top 3 kind of robots. And then we're supported by an amazing as well. So that's the MetaMerch side.
All right. Thank you. So let me share my screen again. This thing, the Hackathon. So we have this prize pool, but we're not doing the hackathon like a traditional way of like there's like the first prize, the second prize, and the third prize, and they get all the money and blah blah blah. But like there's this pool prize, but all the projects that are cool, that are like approved by at least a certain number of people, will get some of the seats. And then, but this is not just like this is not the whole of reward that is possible, but like if you take one of the projects that's doing something for metagame and not just like a hackathon project on your own, then you will probably get more. And especially like if you stay, then like yeah, you just keep earning more. And yeah, it's we want to make this so it's not just about metagame, so it's also about things that are happening, like good things to do for the Ethereum ecosystem, and also just anything that improves the world. And so that it's not just about hacking, but that you can do like anything from like writing something good or designing something to even cleaning up a local beach. And so first we got the first category is these metagame improvements, and you can see these all the available question rates, which I was actually supposed to get into before I started to go through this, but yeah, we've seen the raids, and then these are the quests that have been put aside for the hackathon. So like there are some pretty simple ones, and there are some much harder ones. And yeah, I won't go through all of them right now, but you can find more description in GitHub. And yeah, if you have any questions, just ask in Discord, and probably some descriptions still need to be updated. I think this one specifically. Yeah, a bunch of quests. Do them, ask about them, and get some money. Okay, so we got these metagame hacks, and so like these will most likely be outside of this budget because they're for metagame, so you will get paid through the system itself, and the rewards will then mainly be for the Ethereum ecosystem improvements and world improvements. And then yeah, so in the Ethereum ecosystem improvements, we got yeah, you can do anything that's useful for the ecosystem. So it can be building some new piece of infrastructure or tools, or making some educational resources. You can also like build a new decentralized applications. You can start a new DAO. You can make some like good memes. Yeah, whatever you think is would be useful to the wider ecosystem. Yeah, just do it, and you can ask about it in the quest desk if you want to check if it's a good idea or whatever to make sure. And looking for a group if you need people to help you. And then we got world improvements, where we get like really random things, like anything that you can do that they like that's like of the ecological philanthropic type of thing, like anything that you think that is good. So it can be like cleaning up a beach, it can be helping in a public kitchen, it can be planting trees, like anything that's good for the environment and the people. And then for this category specifically, it's most important to have like proofs so that people aren't just like posting images from the internet trying to milk the system, because for all these above, it's obvious like you just submit work and you made it, like it's much easier to prove. But for this one, we'll need more proofs, like timestamps, like taking a picture of yourself with like newspapers doing that, or some formal proof. But basically just go out and do good things. And then this explains that this thing about the prizes, that like all the cool projects will, like everything that's done that's good will get rewarded. There's not just 3 top places that will get rewarded, but like anything that is good. That's it from me. I think that's it. Have I missed something? Do I need to explain something better?
I was just gonna say, on the subject of world improvements, I had my grandmother buy Ethereum like years ago, and she called me the other day, and I successfully explained to her how to use a hardware wallet. So that was like, I felt like I changed the world in that moment, because I told my family, and they're like, "We don't believe you." And I was like, "No, I swear." One of those things. She's like, "It seems like Bitcoin's only ever gonna go up." I'm like, "Oh my God." She knows. She understands. That was a funny moment.